Getting those tubes that I turned on the lathe, I've got to drill those out for threading, and getting them set up here on the drill press. And I've got it set in a 5/8 collet. I need to figure out how to clamp that collet down, so I'm looking for my clamps right now, and we'll see what we can find. Well, I found my clamps. Imagine my surprise, they were right where I put them. Oh, I don't know how well this is going to work. So, well, let's see what happens there. Okay, there's one half of one, I should say. There's two. Well, one. I got those all drilled out with a, well, it's going to be a 3/8 inch 24 thread, so it's 21/64 was a drill bit, and so those are all drilled out. I got my new Met wrench tap and die set here. So I'm gonna get a tap out, or yeah, tap out for 3/8. And we got metric on that side. 3/8 National Fine right there. 3/8 24. Okay. More of this good tapping oil. Seems to work pretty good in this chromoly. Okay, this got a ratchet on it, and I had the ratchet the wrong way. Those chips can blow out the bottom of this. I got the first side of the first one done. Well, I'm just going to turn the collet over and do it from the back side. May not be the right way to do it, but going to save taking this out of the collet. There's one done. Both sides. Good couple of inches of thread on both ends, and so I'll take that one out of the collet and do the other three. That's more than far enough. Okay, that's the last hole on the last tube. So I got 4 tubes threaded on both ends, 8 holes threaded. Ooh, got warm. I'm gonna have to go to town and get some bolts. I don't have exactly what I need here. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing now. I'm going to have to get a longer bolt and thread into one end of this, and then I'll cut it off about 2 inches out so it can go through the firewall mount and mount onto the firewall. And then on this end, Like I said, I don't have it figured out exactly what I'm going to do yet. Put a plate on some tubing, box tubing, and with a hole or a slot in it, and just bolt it onto this. Anyway, that's it for my tubing. Oh, there's the fourth one. No wonder I couldn't find it. It was right there where I left it. So I went to town to get some 3/8 bolts with the idea I'd get some that are threaded farther and get them to put in here, cut them off, dress up this edge, and then I could slide these in the engine mount and put a nut on them and it'd hold them on. But they didn't have any bolts. The longer bolts the shorter the threads are on the shank. So anyway, I got these longer bolts here, and what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and thread them into these tubes, some Loctite, and then I'll cut them off. I'll have to thread to the 3/8 inch 24 so that I'll use them as a stud here. This is a stud. I'll get these all washed out, cleaned up, get the oil that I just put in them to thread them out of it. Okay, now I'm going to take thread block, put on these. One. I get the old Armstrong power saw out here and cut the heads of these bolts off. They're going to sing a little bit because they're extended out quite a ways. I'll take this one up to the basement in the airplane and put it through the engine mount and mark it to how far I want to cut them off. Well, I took this one up and put it in the airplane in the engine mount, marked it off. So this much right here is in the engine mount, and then we got enough here. We'll put a thread on it for a nut to bolt it on. I'm going to have to take a reamer up there and ream those holes out. They're a little bit tight, but back to the power saw. Okay, I'll take that one and mark the other ones exactly the same. I've got this gear wrench tap and die set back out again. I've got a die, 3/8 inch National Fine, 3/8 24, and I just tried to put it in this little die holder, and it wouldn't fit in there. It went in kind of rough. There, now it fits in a little better. Still got some burrs and stuff on the flats on this thing. Alright, that slides in and out of there now. Now, this die has shorter threads or smaller threads, lead-in threads are on this end of the die, and then this end of the die has got finished threads on it. I just got this little bolt. I had it in there in this die holder, and it got stuck. I couldn't get it out with my fingers, so I just put that little bolt in there to hold it. So I put this die holder has little stabilizing fingers down inside there that can be adjusted to the size of the shaft that you're threading. Go down right down to small, so it keeps it stable on there, keeps it straight on there. So I would guess that side, well, I don't know. I would have guessed that side went down, but then the part that goes into the handle is on that side, so that doesn't make sense. So it must stay up on the top to stabilize it after it starts. Well, I almost screwed that up, I guess. It would make more sense if it went the other way. With those guide pins could fit down over that and hold that straight while you... See, now that's the way it should be, except you can't put any pressure on the goddamn thing when you do that. That keeps it started nice and straight. this isn't 4130 steel, so it's cutting a lot easier. Well, that ain't the way. That's the way it should work, but that ain't the way it's designed to work. There's one. That one's threaded on far enough. Let's see, there's the mark on that one. So that gives it enough. That gives it plenty. That's just about right. Okay. There's that. And the nut thread's on there pretty good. That's pretty loose fit. These damn dies, this gear wrench die set, seem like they're pretty loose. Both the taps and the dies are pretty loose fit. It's too loose a fit. If you were to put these two together, then you'd really have a sloppy fit. That's in there. 3 or 4 threads. Look at the way that wobbles around. So that's not good. So this gear wrench, a lot of slop there. Not a very tight fit. Well, see now those fingers sticking through there then will hold this on in a nice straight pattern to feed it down there, but the goddamn handle's on the wrong side to do that. Once it gets started threading, it goes on okay. Just getting it started like this. Alright, that's all 4 of them. This gear wrench thing works okay. The ratchet portion of it is kind of nice in some ways. Helps you stay in one good spot when you're turning this stuff on. But I like this idea of having those fingers in there to line up the shaft that you're going down, but they're on the wrong damn side. So you get it on that side. And you put this on here to go to try to thread it, and you're already boogering it up by the time those things get there. So by the time you get down to where those fingers take effect to help stabilize it, it's already stable. It's already in the damn thread. So now this upper right one, it fits on there okay. But the rest of them, the holes are all tight on, so I'm going to have to take a reamer and ream those holes out. And it just so happens that I brought a 3/8 reamer with me.